Hi guys, welcome to our U-Coat countertop epoxy kits tutorial. Today I'm just going to give you a little rundown of how we installed this beautiful kitchen countertop. These products are really easy to use if you follow the step-by-step instructions that we've laid out. Each kit as well comes with my full support as well. These products are very versatile. You can do so many different designs with it. They're very hard wearing. As you can see here, we've done a table, a vanity, another table that I did. So here we go. So this is the kitchen that we're doing. As you can see, it's a bit worn out and just very bland, very basic. So the homeowner wanted to sort of give these an uplift. So first of all, we start off by taping off everything very thoroughly. All around your cooktops as well you want to get. Being careful not to get tape on the bench top, just keep to the cooktop. All the tile surrounds you want to tape off as well to protect from the epoxy. Then we move on to plastic. You can get some of this at Bunnings or we'll sell it as well. So you just tape over the tape that you did and pull down the plastic, and that'll just protect your bench tops from any epoxy that spills. You want to really do a good job of this. Then you want to mask off the floor as well, so any drips that come down, your floor's all protected. If you have any seams in your countertop, you want to fill that with a patch repair. You can get that from Bunnings as well. And give that some time to dry out. Then you want to sand your bench top with 120 grit sandpaper. You want to do this quite thoroughly. Just scuff it up for the epoxy to bond. Just take your time with this. If you have square edges, you'd want to sand that. You don't want a really straight edge there because the epoxy won't flow properly. So if you've got rounded edges, it's fine, but these square edges here, you want to really give them a good sand so they're rounded slightly. That'll give you your best results. Once your patch repair is dry, then you give that a sand back using 120 grit sandpaper. Then it's time to wash down the bench. If you have any greasy areas, it's recommended to use some degreaser or some barbecue wipes. So you want to make sure you wash all the dust down from sanding. Then you want to let that dry, and then you use the isopropyl alcohol. You want to spray that over and wipe all the residue. That'll give you a nice clean surface. This is a very important step. Go over it a few times if need be. Then it's time to roll out your primer. You just roll that tight to the bench top. I didn't film doing this, but yeah, it's just roll it like as if you were painting a wall. And this is what it should look like. And now it's all ready for the fun stuff. Make sure you got all your cooktops and everything protected with plastic. and we're good. Now we tape the edges up, so we're making like a form. So when we put the epoxy on the bench top, it doesn't fall onto the floor. So you use normal masking tape, and then you can use Gorilla Tape or frog tape just to give it extra strength. Make sure no leakages. Now I'm adding the metallic powder to part A of the epoxy. You want to mix this very thoroughly. You don't want to have any lumps in there, so just take your time, stir all around the edges, the bottom, and just make sure all of that powder just is soaked in and there's no lumps. We don't add part B yet. So here I'm just using spray paint. You want to get it in liquid form, so you spray it into a cup. Hold the rag over there just to stop the fumes, and you want to get liquid in there. You don't want to use a water-based spray paint. Now it's time to put part B of the epoxy into the part A. Once we've mixed this, we've got about 40 minutes of working time, so you don't want to mix it and let it sit. You want to mix it and start pouring. Make sure to get all of part B out. You stir this for around 3 minutes, making sure to get all the sides, the bottom and everything. But yeah, you can just see the color here, it's beautiful. You don't need to use the spray paints either, you can just keep it this color, it's up to you. So now it's been mixed, I pour it into the 3 little buckets that are provided in the kit. Roughly even amounts, doesn't really matter. And then we're going to pour out of these buckets once we've put our spray paint in. So now we just get the spray paint. You can use any colors you want. Just pour it on top and give it a little stir. You don't want to stir it too much and get rid of all the white. You just want to give it a little stir. This is what's going to give you really cool effects. We've got a bit of black here as well. You can use as many colors as you like. And then, yeah, just adding a bit more. Right, they're just about ready to go. Here we go, so you just want to dump it down. You want to do ribbons. Pour it down and leave it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just pour it down. You see all the cool effects there already. So you just want to go over the whole surface. Our big kits will do about 5 square meters of space. And then we're going to have small kits as well. That'll do about 2.5 square meters. So make sure to measure your bench tops before you start. So you just want to go around and infill and pour it any direction you like. And then any black gaps there, you just want to infill them. But the epoxy itself will level out a bit of those spots. So you want to pay attention on the edge as well. Making sure that you've got all the space filled. So you can see there on the right hand side there's some gaps there, but I'll come back over and fill them in. So I'm just going around now and just double checking and filling in any spaces. Now the epoxy will just fully self-level itself. It's really amazing. It'll dry like a piece of glass. If you've got any little spots there, you can just use your finger to rub over it, and it'll self-level itself through. Now this is a very important step. I'm spraying it with isopropyl alcohol. What this does is it helps with bubbles. So if you don't spray this, you can get some air bubbles. So you want to spray this on over the whole surface. This will help with the leveling as well. And if you get anywhere, it's good to clean up with as well. Right, so it's looking really nice. I'm happy. Some awesome effects here. You want to keep an eye on it for, an hour or so as well to see if any bubbles appear, and if they do, just spray some of it. But as you can see, it's leveled out to look amazing. Really happy with how it's come out, this one. Now you want to pull your edges back. This is probably an hour and a half later. So you want to let the epoxy stiffen up, pull your tape down, and then you rub it with your hands. You don't want to pull this tape off too early because it will drip too much. Some drips is okay, but you don't want it to fully all drip off. So you want to wait a good hour and a half to 2 hours before you start doing this. You can see the consistency there on the edge. That's what you want. You want it to be a bit thicker. You don't want it to be like liquid. And then you rub your hand over it like this, and the pattern will actually overflow on the bench top and look like one piece. It's quite amazing, as you can see here. See, fantastic. Now after another hour, you want to go by and scrape all the drips from underneath the cabinet, because these are very difficult to get off the next day. Any spots, clean them while they're wet. That's very important. Once it's dry, it's hard, almost impossible to get epoxy off. So get it while it's wet, strip all the plastic down. Now here you go, here's the finished product, guys. Just looks unbelievable. Super happy, the owner was really happy as well. Just looks amazing. It's brightened the place up with the light reflecting off it as well. Now this epoxy can scratch. You've got to use chopboards and no metal scourers. But there is an option to put an extra durable top coat on it. But it is durable in itself. Not affected by heat or pans either, which is great. If you guys need any help with the installation stage, just reach out to me. Message me on Instagram or Facebook. But thanks for watching, everyone.